May the 3rd is D-Day for the Pike River Mine re-entry. Now, this comes more than 8 years after the mine exploded, killing 29 men. But now the re-entry date has been confirmed. Some of the victims' families are wondering what might be found and also what will happen afterwards. Logan Church reports.
The Minister for Pike River Re-entry, Andrew Little, this afternoon delivered the news that many of the victims' families have spent the best part of a decade waiting for. That the Pike River Mine drift will be re-entered on the 3rd of May. After that happens, experienced miners will start making their way up the 2.3 kilometre drift.
The progress or the pace at which they make progress will depend on those early days and early weeks, I think, to see what they find and how they go. You've got to remember that drift, that tunnel, it runs uphill, so it will be a pretty arduous task. They're looking at kind of 40 metres by 40 metres at a time. They'll move at a pace that is safe and that enables them to do their job.
Mr Little announced in November last year that the re-entry would go ahead. The agency responsible for making it happen, the Pike River Recovery Agency, has remained tight-lipped on when exactly that would happen. But this announcement today has been a long time coming for those close to the disaster. Sonia Rockhouse lost her son Ben in the explosion. He was 21. In 2016, Sonia, along with other family members, stood on the road near the mine in a bid to stop Solid Energy trucks from heading up to the site to seal it for good. She had hoped a re-entry would be earlier.
Oh, of course, any date that was earlier than what they'd been predicting was always going to be good. But at the end of the day, all the ducks have got to be in a row, and so they have to make sure that everything's in place, and we want it done safely, and it's not time-driven. And we've always said that, if it has to take that little bit longer to have it done safely and done properly, then we were quite happy to wait for that.
Bernie Monk, a spokesperson for most of the Pike River families, is also welcoming today's news. And he is now turning his attention to what may lie inside the mine. He thinks it's likely bodies will be found.
I personally think we're going to find a lot more than people anticipate going down that drift. We're going to get evidence from all the electrical work in pit bottom and stone, and I personally think we will find bodies in the drift, and who knows from there.
The re-entry itself only covers the drift and not the mine workings, which is blocked off by a large rockfall. But Mr Monk says the recovery of the drift is not the end for the Pike River families.
I'm reassuring you that there are plans in place. If there is a necessity of going further, my miners have always said, that I've been speaking to, you can never tell a rockfall till you stand in front of it. Our experts overseas have put a plan in place, and and costings and stuff like that. But let's get down to the rockfall, let's gauge it from there.
Andrew Little says an event will be organised to mark the re-entry on May the 3rd, a long-awaited milestone for families who have been waiting years for this day. For Checkpoint, Logan Church.